Hey, Brat! Well, here we are again in the treehouse. And I was just getting ready to decide whether I'm going to talk to her about juice or do the challenge. I could talk to her about the boggy costume, too. Let's do that
I found
first.
these designs for a boggy costume. Do you know anything about them?
You're asking me because you can tell I'm experienced with needlecraft and sew my own clothes?
Absolutely.
No, but that's a good reason. Let's go with that.
You kind of
Well,
faked it.
These designs look like they should have stayed where they were.
In the trash?
On paper.
Oh, how come?
Whoever drew them didn't really know what they were doing.
You would have done it differently?
Of course. I am a seamstress. There was a time when I considered sewing my craft. My livelihood.
Really?
When Richard Remington arrived in the swamp years ago, I offered him some of my handmade fabric as a peace offering.
Oh.
I don't think he cared much for it. Most likely he threw it away. A pointless gift from some strange woman.
All right. So let's talk to her about the swamp juice.
Let's see. First thing we do is put the sample and tap the faucet.
Yeah.
And now, we just have to match the color of that liquid with...
Yes. Bum ba da bum. It's
now
the same
I know what
stuff.
that liquid can... I'll write it down in my notes. That looks pretty similar to last time.
It does. So,
You can put that away. I can't help you with it.
okay. Interesting.
You should ask someone else.
Okay. She doesn't want to tell us about that either.
I've been looking into the history of this place.
Oh, really? Did you find anything?
I like
Yeah.
her leaf for hair. That's
You.
pretty cool.
You must be confused. You found me today when you barged into my house. Remember?
You were already living in the swamp when the explorer came here 60 years ago.
The explorer? That man they talk about in the museum?
The one who originally discovered Boggy. You know who I'm talking about. His sketches
Is it
and notes
her?
are the only real evidence we have for this creature.
You already have his journal. You learned to read, I assume. What else do you need?
There's a page missing from the journal. I think you know where it is.
Why on earth would I know something like that?
Because you were the only person here when the explorer visited the swamp. I have a suspicion that the swamp creature wasn't the only thing he discovered.
You're suggesting he gave me a page from the back of his journal.
Uh-huh.
Or what, that I stole it?
I really have no idea.
But let me
If
have
I
it.
could see it, I might be able to
Gimme,
make up my mind.
gimme.
It doesn't belong in a museum. It belongs here, with me. You understand?
What
No.
if I promise I'll return it after I finish clearing up this mess?
Then, I'll show it to you.
Is this you?
Oh.
He drew you into his journal? It's beautiful.
60 years ago, yes. He left the page with me. We agreed the rest of the world would manage without it.
I think there's something on the back.
Ooh, what does it say?
What's this? Footprints.
Look at that. That's so pretty. The lost page ripped out of the explorer's journal, given to Weybridge by the explorer 60 years ago, features a drawing of Lady Weybridge at 20 years old. Also features drawings of Boggy's feet and footprint. He has 2 toes at the front and 1 at the back. This page proves the footprints found outside the office were not made by the real Boggy. Okay. Nice. Is there anything else I need to talk to her about? I don't think there is. Alright. Where have we not been? We have not been here. Oh. To the office. Haha! Oh, I love when you can fast click things. That makes me real happy.
Even though I have the key, this might not be as simple as I'd hoped.
Why?
This door has 2 keyholes. So, which key should I use in each one?
Well, let's see. How can we tell? Oh. That was weird. Ooh.
Remington's desk is covered in drawings and maps and notes.
Yay.
It's all about Boggy. He was obsessed.
Hmm.
An ink bottle was spilled onto his work. I'm sure he didn't do that on purpose.
I don't know. I spill ink on my stuff on purpose all the time. Just, for the ink blots.
Yeesh, it's a bit of a mess. Perhaps there's something underneath those drawings.
Ooh.
It's a note addressed to Richard Remington.
Richard.
The handwriting is immaculate.
Nice.
Richard, our man of the world. A little help is in order. We're worried that the efforts regarding our elusive little friend might be in vain. Send word when you can. The letter is signed FF.
Fuffa.
And attached is a blurry little picture. It's some kind of metallic insect. The whole thing is a mystery. I have no idea.
Huh.
It's a note.
Oh,
Richard,
sorry.
Where send the letters and it's some kind. The whole thing is.
Oopsie. Anything else?
Vincent Vanderpeer's business card. There's a couple of numbers scribbled on the back.
What are they?
It's a letter Remington was writing before something caused him to spill his ink bottle. My dear fellow, I received your note 2 weeks ago, but have only recently found the time to do the appropriate research on the matter. I feel like my time in this awful swamp might finally come to a close.
Awful
All
swamp.
due to the simple realization. The rest is obscured. What a tease.
Okay.
There's a map of the swamp lying on the desk. It's been annotated in a few places.
Okay. Interesting.
These animals, they're not, I don't recognize any of them.
Oh no. Oh no, is he like a cryptid hunter? Like he kills them?
These animals, I don't It's a sharp metal poker for a fireplace, hidden in the shadows. Something about those 3 prongs. I feel like I just stumbled across an incredibly important piece of evidence.
Same. Fireplace poker, hidden in Remington's office, has 3 small prongs on the end. There's a small amount of dried blood on the tips of the prongs, covered in a strange liquid slime. The 3 prongs match up with Remington's wounds. Could this be the murder weapon? Yes, it absolutely is.
An old hunting rifle, discarded carelessly near the window. This isn't the kind of thing I can ignore.
Yeah. An old-fashioned hunting rifle found discarded on the floor in Remington's office. Okay.
Something happened here.
Yeah, it did.
There are signs of a struggle between the desk and the window. The open window looks over the wooden planks outside. Oh, and on one side, a part of the curtain has been ripped off. I don't know what's in that jar, and I wish it wasn't in there.
He has a thing about jars.
I'm gonna stop looking at it now.
Every time he starts talking about jars, though, it makes me think, I'd sure like some olives.
Hunting memorabilia. Claws, teeth.
Oh, no.
It would be an impressive collection if it wasn't so disturbing.
I kind of wonder if our guy was kind of a bad guy. I thought maybe he was just like, some innocent curator of a a weird little museum, but I think now that maybe
This is the creepiest office I've ever been.
I think maybe he was hunting Mr. Boggy here. Oh. I got a profile. Oh, and all our clues. Oh, I'm glad I clicked on that. A lot of swamp juice. He locks up when he's many years. Okay. Oh, okay. This guy. Researching locations for a movie. Okay. This is all stuff we already know about. Tap to change.
Not suspicious.
Oh. Oh.
Not suspicious.
Okay.
Not suspicious.
Oh, I see.
Suspicious?
Alright. Let's see.
Suspicious!
Okay. So, oh, that's cool. So we can mark the clues suspicious or unsuspicious. Alright, so I'm gonna start at the top then. Let's see. That's
Not suspicious.
no, that's suspicious. I don't know, a lot of it is kind of suspicious still, isn't it?
Not suspicious.
Maybe I better hold off. Maybe I better hold off on doing
Suspicious.
this. Yeah, I'll hold off on that. Okay. I think I found everything I need to find in here. Let's walk out the door.
I probably shouldn't leave until I've searched a bit more thoroughly.
Oh, did I miss something, dearie?
Something happened here.
Yes.
There are signs of a struggle.
Yes. Okay.
Something happened here. There are signs of a struggle between the desk and the window. This is the creepiest office.
Between the desk and the window.
This is the creepiest.
Okay.
Hunting memorabilia. It would be an impressive collection.
Okay. Let's see.
This is the creepiest.
Okay.
Something happened. There are signs of a. The open window looks over the wooden plank. Oh, and on one side, a part of.
Alright. I thought I had pretty well clicked on. Maybe I need to click on all these creatures.
Animals. I don't. These animals. I don't.
No.
Hunting memorabilia. It would be.
Well, I'm obviously
This is the
missing
creepy-
something.
Photos and paintings line the wall above the fireplace.
Okay.
But one of the frames is empty.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second. What are these pieces on the floor underneath it? This photo is ripped, but it looks important. If I can
Alright.
piece it together again, maybe it'll reveal a secret.
Yay! I like revealed secrets. Always start with the corners, you know that. Alrighty. Why isn't that one attached? That's weird. There.
This photograph. It's a young Remington. And some other men I don't know. They're all holding rifles. Maybe I can ask Harper about it.
Hunting photograph. First Order of Cryptozoological Hunters. Headquarters, 1963. A group photo of a hunting club. A younger Remington stands among friends. They are all holding rifles.
Have I uncovered a secret in here?
Yeah. Let's see. Belong to a secret society? I think that's what they're wanting to come up with. Let's see. The hunting photo is historical evidence that Richard Remington belonged to a secret society.
The hunting photo is historical evidence that Richard Remington belonged to a secret society. I'm getting a strong feeling that Remington might be the bad guy in this story.
Me too.
If he wasn't already dead, I would have loved to ask him a couple of questions.
Yeah.
I should ask around, see if I can gather any information about his motives for being here.
Chapter 3. Richard Remington's Real Reasons. That is interesting. Okay, now we walk out the door. And... okay, hang on just a second. Oh, okay, I got to use the office. I see. Alright. What? Let's talk about this boggy costume.
Tell me about these designs for a boggy costume.
Nothing whatsoever.
You're sure you didn't see anything like this while you were filming yesterday? Wait, hold on a minute. What if
Don't you dare ask.
This costume isn't your doing, is it?
It is.
Made for your movie, I mean?
It is.
My friend, there will be no costumed idiots within the viewfinder of my camera. I can assure you that.
What about your boggy movie? Isn't that going to be, like, a guy in a costume, or a puppet, or one of those weird robot things?
Technology has been kind to people like me. We no longer have any need for such tomfoolery.
Oh.
I can create a perfectly believable swamp creature within the confines of a computer. Much cheaper, too.
Huh.
Alright.
I suppose you've met with our murder victim, Richard Remington.
Yes, I've been in and out of this place for a while now. Naturally, I've crossed paths with Remington a number of times. Good value, that one. A real raconteur, you know.
You liked him? So far, I'm getting the impression he wasn't the most popular guy around here.
Well, that much is clear, isn't it? The man obviously slipped up somewhere, made an enemy or two, and bam, that's that. You just can't be too careful, can you?
Yeah, I think he did have an enemy or two. Or three. But you liked him.
I respected him. Good head on his shoulders. Good business sense, that man. He understood how to make things work for him.
Alright. What you think about these?
If you want an autograph, a plain sheet of paper will suffice, thank you.
Huh. Okay. What do you know
I
about
don't really have
sponges?
time to be looking at items from your collection.
Okay.
I simply don't have time to help you with this.
Don't know, Lady Weybridge. Okay. Oh, he was saying feels like I'm done talking to him. I need to pay better attention to what should I talk about? How about the boggy costume?
I found these designs for a costume. A boggy costume.
Aha, the legendary swamp creature.
Yeah, that's the one.
But these are just a child's drawings, are they not?
You think?
Perhaps. It's difficult to tell.
Interesting.
You saw Remington last night, but had you met him before? Did you know him?
I've never really spoken with him, but we've come into contact a few times. Vincent likes to handle that kind of work, and I like to let him.
What do you think of this place? The
Yeah, I
tourist
wouldn't want
attraction,
to talk
I
to
mean.
that guy
I
either.
can't say I like the idea of a natural area like this becoming commercialized.
I know. I just can't understand why anyone would even try.
I think Mr. Remington had his reasons. He looked like a man with a couple of secrets.
Like
Yeah, he
what?
did.
I have no idea. If I knew, they wouldn't be secrets.
Feels like I'm done talking to him. See, I should be paying more attention to what he's thinking. I'm done talking to him for now. Okay, so we're gonna walk on out of here. Aha, new guy. Ah, that's what I
You've
said.
arrived at a bad time, my friend. For once, they don't actually want tourists walking around this place.
I always arrive at a bad time. It's what I do. I'm a detective, not a tourist.
My apologies. It's just, you have the same wide-eyed expression as the kids that come here. Running around, spending their parents' money, you know.
Well, it's not every day I visit a swamp full of such unique specimens.
It's no problem. You're just thinking what we all thought when we arrived for the first time.
Why didn't they put in a bathroom?
No, you're thinking, this place is beautiful. What a lucky man I am to be here.
Oh, indeed.
I am I? Well, if you say so.
Edward Everstone, at your service.
That's a pretty cool name. Can I call you Ed?
You don't need to. Everyone just calls me Echo.
Echo. Because you're a good swimmer. That doesn't make sense. I like this one.
Why? Because it gives you an elevated sense of purpose?
What? No. Because I always come back. Again and again, until my job is done.
Okay, let's chat, buddy. Tell me about your
protesting,
job.
right?
I certainly am.
Good for
and
you.
Now that you're here, I'm getting you involved.
What does that mean? Yeah, I haven't got time to hold up signs for you. I'm sorry.
You simply have to hear my message and take it with you.
Go
Fantastic.
ahead. I'm all ears. Plus, I have a little notebook.
What was the first thing you felt when you saw the sign for Boggy's Bog looming over you?
Well, I thought it was...
Not thought, felt.
I felt... Well, something seemed wrong. There wouldn't be a tourist attraction in the middle of a swamp like this. There shouldn't be.
My job is done. Clearly your brain is working perfectly, Detective.
So you're against the tourist attraction? Yeah, let's see. You'd rather this area was kept as a natural habitat, right?
Right again. And that precise word, habitat. First and foremost, I'm protesting for animal rights.
Well, okay, I'm following you, but it's not like they're cutting down trees or anything like that, right?
All animals deserve the right to live in peace, and I promise you, on a normal day, this place is far from peaceful.
Are you talking about the swamp creature? About Boggy?
A creature like that, he's earned the right to be left alone. We're fools to invite ourselves into his home like this on a daily basis, assuming he's not going to mind. Assuming he'll keep to himself and let us walk around with his face on our t-shirts.
Well, I agree. I think he should be left alone. But like you said, he can probably handle himself. And if no one has even seen him in 60 years, I don't really see the problem.
Unlike you, Detective, I never had an academic calling in life. I was never even a talented artist or musician or anything. So instead, I made the decision to stand up for those who were getting a raw deal.
Okay, where were you last night, Mr.
You
Protester?
come here every day.
Yes, I do.
Well, I'm only going to ask you about one of those days. What were you doing yesterday evening?
I was here at my protest spot until fairly late. Then I went to get something to eat at Harper's Cafe before I...
Wait, you ate at the cafe here? Doesn't supporting the tourist attraction like that kind of go against your protest?
A man has to eat, doesn't he? I don't think the meager contributions of one person are going to keep this place afloat. Especially now.
And you're sleeping here? Doesn't it get cold at night?
Well, I came prepared, of course. I usually find myself with 1 or 2 extra layers to wear. Most of this bulk is padding, I promise you.
I'm sure it is. So you stayed here the whole night?
That's right. And I admit I may have heard some stranger than usual sounds floating around the swamp last night.
What kind of sounds?
It's impossible to say. This place fills with the most terrifying sounds at night. Hundreds of animals, some tiny, some much larger, awaken and make their own protests. Every night until the sun rises in the morning.
Insects make noises at night. Okay, I've written it down.
Okay. Ooh, I can't wait to find out
So
what he says
what
about
did
this
Mr.
guy.
Remington think of you? I mean, protesting in the middle of a swamp every day.
It wasn't his swamp. If he ever truly thought it was, then he was even more of a fool than he seemed.
But he didn't like you hanging around, right?
That man was exceptionally skilled at ignoring me, ignoring anything he didn't like.
So, what, he just left you alone?
He expected me to get bored and go home. He figured I'd get sick of this place and he'd have it back to himself.
But he didn't want it to himself, did he? He wanted lots of people to come visit all the time, surely.
I'm sure it says that in the brochure. Yes.
What can you tell me about these designs for a costume? A boggy
It's
costume.
Boggy! I must admit, I've been a fan of his before I ever came to the swamp.
A fan? So you're interested in cryptozoology?
Oh, no, I meant, well, Boggy has been in all kinds of cartoons and comic strips. He's one of the greatest characters of the last 100 years. I've got some comics in my tent. You really should see.
He was only discovered 60 years ago.
Oh, that's true. Well, I rounded up.
But what about his costume? Have you seen anyone wearing it?
I can honestly say I've never seen anyone wearing anything like that. And I'm a very observant person.
Okay.
I'm afraid I have no idea.
Okay. Is there anything I want to talk to him about? Oh,
Show it to somebody else.
I wonder what others think of him. Okay, let's talk about other people then.
I have nothing to say about them.
What about...
You're asking the wrong person. The murder victim.
Since last night, yeah. But he was the owner of Boggy's Bog. Did you know him?
Not personally. To be honest, I'm quite glad about it.
Okay. I just can't imagine what... Oh.
He seems like a good person. He even sympathizes with my cause.
He agrees with
Oh,
your
he
protest.
does!
But he works here, right? And he was friends with Remington.
I think that was the only reason he worked here. Maybe he'll see the light now and leave the swamp behind him. Maybe everyone will.
Interesting. Does he know this guy?
You're wasting your time with that one.
Okay. What about this guy?
Ah, yes, Agent Folder. A good man.
You know him?
We get on rather well. And we shared a number of views on the way things were run around here.
Well, we could talk about Boggy.
Boggy is my prime suspect, you know. The creature you're trying to protect.
Protect is the wrong word. If your suspicions were correct, we could both agree he's a creature that doesn't need protecting.
You think he might be the murderer?
I think he's a wild animal, and he wants to be left alone at any cost.
I wonder what others think of him. I guess I'm supposed to go and
A
ask.
man who has sacrificed luxuries to protect those who need protecting. Pretty good beard, too.
I agree. He does have a really good beard. Okay. What is that?
These flower petals seem a little out of place, lying on the ground over there.
They do.
These flower petals...
Okay.
A rather prominent tree stump looming over the wooden pathway. It's hard to ignore.
I think there was supposed to be something about the flowers, wasn't there? No, it wasn't that. It was... Where were the flowers? There they were.
I don't think it's a window, but this hatch is shut at the moment. I can't see inside. This side of the museum is surrounded by blue and red flowers.
Okay, so these flowers here are the same flowers we saw by the stump. We may have to think more about that, but that'll have to go next episode. Until then, bye, brats.